Right, today we're going to do chicken legs in a green sauce. It's a Caribbean food, and it was given to me by a waitress called Fujon, who was one of the waitresses that worked in the boardwalk at the marina in St Lucian. She doesn't work there anymore. I think she works trying to work for herself. Anyway, I may have her details. I'm going to send her a copy of this if it's successful. And our green sauce, Caribbean green sauce, they are varied in ingredients, but basically you use you're going to make a sauce in a processor. So there we go. That's a rather old bit of celery. I've chopped one up there. The sage, which is not part of the recipe, but I've got some sage left over, so I'm throwing it in. It won't be in the recipe below, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be a sauce. Fat leaf parsley is generally in most of the recipes. That's going to go in the sauce. A green pepper. They can be red peppers as well, bell peppers. A little bit of ginger, some garlic, a little bit of thyme out of the garden, which all I had, and coriander, which I've got on the side there, and scallions, or what we call is what's the word for it? Spring onions, I think we call it. Oh yeah, while I show you that's a non-alcoholic spirit, dark spirit, rubbish. Didn't taste it. It tastes like watered down whiskey. It wasn't very nice at all because I don't drink anymore. Anyway, so let's start. Right, the idea is to get a sauce if I can, and because I've only got the small one here, I'm going to add bits as I go into a bowl to try and make it up, and see how we go. Anyway, so those are all going to be done. There's no point you watching me do it all. Oh, I'm throwing in a chilli for good luck. They often use Scotch bonnets in their sauces, so it's not too much of a loss. Anyway, there are different recipes. This is just my variation on what Fujon told me. Okay, now there we are. That's, I in fact got out the wife running this. We've got a liquidizing thing here, Kenwood Tri-Blade, and it's made the sauce really good. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this. Need to get a spatula. There we go. Get that off there. This actually is a marinade, and I've seen some recipes where you've cooked the chicken, then you put it on top and then finish baking it in the oven. I've seen also it's been used on fish. Let's say we're going to use this on the chicken with legs. So I'm going to marinate it in here till we're ready to cook, a few hours. Then I'll take off the marinade, or at least loosen it off, and then I'll start frying the chicken. Then I'll add the marinade towards the end and cook it in the sauce, so it becomes a cooking sauce at that point. So I might be able to save some of this. There might be a lot here, so I might put some in a bag and freeze it, because I think there's more than enough here to be done. I could probably get a second meal out of this with, say, fish or something. Marinade. I was just thinking you'd add lemon juice if you're going to put a fish in this. Right. What I may do is add a little bit of water in this to the cooking sauce. Right. Now, I am going to preserve some of this, I think. Okay, that's there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to save some of the marinade and may freeze it or use it for something else. That's it. I'll put the chicken in, but what I'll do is first I'll skin them. I don't think in the islands they bother skinning the chicken, but I think we've got to do it like that now. So I'll come back to that once I've skinned the chicken legs. Her recipe, in fact, was with chicken wings, but there are chicken legs. I've marinated. I put it in the green sauce. This is not her recipe. Her recipe I'm giving you below, which is basically you don't marinate it, you cook it in it later. But I see little point in not doing that. So I'm going to go out now and leave this to marinate for a few hours. Put something on top of it. Right, let's start again. Well, there's the chicken marinated in the green seasoning. In the small Remoska, the standard, I've got sweet pepper, I've got 3 carrots, and I've got some spuds. They're going to be roasted. They're going to be roasted in an hour. In fact, I'm just switching them on now. And in there, I'll put some oil. And I'm going to, first of all, I can do this first. Turn this down like so. Right, first thing to do is to take a teaspoon of brown sugar. That's got to go in there. And that's going to bubble and get a bit hot, and when it gets hot and bubbly, brown, I'll then start doing the chicken, which is browning it. Then for a few minutes, and let's just see how it goes. That's going like that. There's the brown sugar in there, and it takes a while to get mixed in. And this is quite oil now. I can smell it. Anyway, I think that's probably about as I'm going to get it. So I'm now going to put the chicken in. Only a few minutes you want to do that. And now I'm going to add the rest of the other ingredients. These other ingredients are onions, 1 onion, garlic and chilli chopped, celery, 3 sticks. I just threw in a bit of the, let's call it in there now. And a teaspoon of turmeric. I'll add some water now. I'll put it in there. You remember when I made the sauce, I saved that, and that's all. So it's now the chicken wings and what are in there. That maybe a bit too much in the way of liquid. I'll reduce that once it's as it cooks, once it gets hot, and pick those onions up. And that's it then. We'll see what it's like. It takes about 45 minutes to know how to cook that. I've added a little bit of salt, a teaspoon. That's always the bare minimum. And there is the standard lid. So how that goes. Food is now cooked. The chicken's come off the bone really. I think I made a mistake. I think it needed less water really. I could have got away with a lot less water. And I'm trying to reduce a little bit now before we serve up. But anyway, I think it looks and smells lovely. There we are. Roast potatoes and the vegetables. Those are the Remoska standard. That's the chicken and the green sauce. I've got to say, I think I've showed you too much water in that. But anyway, there we are.